Am I the jerk for stealing my sibling's dog? Alright, so there is a little context as to why I'm so involved with this dog. I, an 18-year-old female, lost my beloved dog Bella last October after 10 years together. A few weeks ago, my mom asked me if I'd be okay bringing another dog into the house. She framed this as a family dog. When we were discussing getting him, it was framed that he'd be everyone's and that I would have to help pay. So I ended up helping pay for all of his things like food, toys, leash, treats, and so on. I literally said I did not want to get another dog if it wasn't a family dog. Only after we got home with the dog did they inform me that this was in fact to be my sister's dog only. In my mom's words, just let her call it her dog. I was upset at being lied to. I tried to bring it up, but it got shut down. Believe me, my sister rubbed this in my face hard, which hurt as I lost my dog less than a full year ago. It turns out they gave the dog to us sick. My sister ends up having to clean up tons of dog puke, and every time she asks me to help, I just say, "Your dog." She yells at him every time he pukes, poor boy. Whenever he does something she doesn't want to deal with, it's conveniently our dog. Here's where I steal the dog. I end up spending tons of time with him and bonding with the poor boy. At this point, the dog has pretty much taken to me and point blank ignores her. I might be an asshole because it was kind of intentional. My sister has never been one for animals really, and I knew she ignored him to play Fortnite most of the day. I was still pissed at her rubbing my dead dog in my face, so as much as I just liked the new dog in general, it was kind of to spite her too that I ended up being his favorite person. It wasn't hard to bond with him when she literally only got up once to walk him. She also literally cannot even give this dog his pills because he doesn't trust her at all, probably because she never spends time with him. I work long shifts and somehow spend more time with him than she does, even though she has nothing but free time for the summer. This dog would not have water if I didn't make her get off her lazy ass and get it for him. She's mad now that the dog won't listen when I go to work and wants me to ignore him for a few weeks so that she can bond with him. I point blank told her, go fuck yourself, because she ignores him half the time anyway, and I'm not interested in playing mind games with the poor dog. She also doesn't like my nickname for him, which is Bub or Bubs, and told me to stop calling my dog Bubs. I admit I also said that she can go fuck herself for that. Am I the asshole? You behaved properly. Your parents were dishonest about the dog's ownership from the beginning, leading you to invest emotionally and financially in a pet you thought would be a family dog. It's clear that you genuinely care for the dog and have his best interests at heart. Your sister is selfish, irresponsible, and cruel. She's not fit to own any pet. You're doing what's best for the dog, which is having a loving owner who takes care of him. Am I the jerk for refusing to cancel a $500 VIP ticket knowing that my parents would not allow it, causing tension in the family? Background. I, a 20-year-old female, bought a VIP ticket in May for a concert at the end of July that cost close to $500. I worked very hard that month to afford it but did not consult my parents before making this decision. My parents, who are 40 and 42 years old, are conservative Christians. This is on the back of me being upset for not being allowed to go to a concert with some friends the day we hit a deer. They did not like that I would not stop expressing my dissatisfaction and letting them know I was unhappy with dealing with consequences for something that did not harm us, as well as a just settled argument between my parents. Story. I was planning on telling them in July on my birthday so that they would likely let me go, but unfortunately, they checked my bank statements and saw the payment before I could tell them myself. These disagreements have caused a lot of tension, and we are getting more on edge the closer the concert gets. My 22-year-old sister and 14-year-old brother have said that they understand that I will not cancel the ticket, but that I went about it the wrong way and should have told my parents before I bought it, especially knowing how they are. Since finding out about the ticket, my parents have been on my back about canceling it. They say that I am humiliating, disrespecting, and undermining their authority as parents by refusing to cancel the ticket. They have lectured me multiple times and seem to dislike that I give them my opinions on the matter when, according to them, I should just obey what they say. They believe that, as parents, they should be obeyed, as the Bible says to honor your father and mother. These last couple of weeks have been hard. My parents are sort of excluding me, and my siblings have had to step in to fill in for what I would usually do around the house and help my parents with their various chores or business. My siblings are quieter than usual, and my parents are more upset than usual, which has us walking on eggshells. From my parents' viewpoint as my parents, they deserve to know any decisions I make, and not consulting them was not right. They are upset that I did not communicate with them and that I am not obeying their word when, as Christians, we should not be associating with these worldly activities. They have let me know that I am hurting their feelings by not understanding that me going is putting me in danger and causing me to sin. They insist they are only looking out for me and do not want me to go down a path that could damage my well-being. You handled things appropriately, but you really need to separate yourself from your parents if you want to have any sort of life. Start by getting your own bank account under your own name at a different bank, and don't let your parents have access to it. They aren't entitled to pressure you into not attending events or managing your finances. It's time to look for your own place, maybe with roommates, and start enjoying your independence. Am I the jerk for telling my best friend that her boyfriend lied to her? I, a 28-year-old female, have a best friend named Sarah, who is also 28 years old. She has a boyfriend named Luke, who is 29 years old. They met 3 months ago and started dating. I have met Luke twice so far. The last time, Sarah and Luke gave me a ride home, so we talked a lot in the car about personal stuff, which was fun. 3 weeks ago, Luke texted me asking for advice. He wanted to get Sarah a birthday present and asked me for gift ideas that she would like. I told him she loves Gucci bags and that she would be very pleased if he got her one. I sent him photos of the 2 black bags she already has from Gucci and a photo of the one she would like the most. He told me he had never even heard of the brand, thanked me for giving him the idea, and later went to the store. He sent me photos of all the bags available, and we picked one, which he bought. A week ago, he called me asking for advice because of some issues he's been having with Sarah. He told me he is a little unsure about their future together and mentioned many things Sarah did in the relationship that he didn't like. He asked me for advice on how to approach the issues with her so they can resolve them. He also said he was calling me because he doesn't really have any close friends and that he enjoyed talking to me the other night. I advised him to just be honest with Sarah since she values honesty above all, and that he should just talk to her. After I hung up, I felt weird about the call. I didn't like that he called me and regretted that I didn't tell him that I think it's inappropriate. But I never told Sarah about the call. Today is Sarah's birthday. She called me today, all excited, telling me she's so in love with Luke because he is the sweetest, most attentive guy she has ever met. She told me he arrived at midnight at her house with a big Gucci box and that she was shocked. He guessed she loved those brand bags because she never mentioned anything about those bags to him. She told me she was so grateful to him, and that later she asked him how he knew that's what she loved so much. She asked him if her mom or I, her best friend, helped him, and he said no, that we didn't help him. He said he noticed her wearing those 2 bags she already had, and that one time she left her bag in his car, so he took a picture of the bag and brand and Googled it. That's how he found the store and model she liked. She told me that she was so impressed and that she never imagined someone would pay her that much attention to be capable of investigating what she liked and so on. So I told her that he is so sweet for caring for her, but that I was the one to tell him that she liked those bags and which ones she already had because he didn't even know the brand name. Now she is bummed and sad that he lied to her for such an insignificant thing, and it's my fault she is sad because I told her the truth. So, am I the asshole for telling her the truth about the actions of her boyfriend? You are not in the wrong. It would have been simple for him to say, "I'm glad you like it. OP, help me pick it out." If the relationship is already slightly tentative, lying is not going to make it better. Sarah likely would have been perfectly happy if she had known that he was considerate enough to find out exactly what she wanted. Am I the jerk for lecturing my brother on hygiene? I, female 16 years old, have had countless conversations with my brother, male 18 years old, about his lack of hygiene. These conversations have resulted in arguments, yelling, name-calling, and threats. My brother has had mental health issues for many years, making activities like getting up and showering difficult. I understood this for many years and offered him the help I could. He is now out of therapy, healing, and much, much better. I understand that depression does not disappear, but he is not in depressive episodes at the moment. My brother's lack of hygiene has always embarrassed me. It keeps me from having friends over to my house. He reeks from not showering for days, sometimes up to 2 weeks. His fingernails are so long that they snap easily, hurt people, and collect dirt. His toenails have caused him foot pain from how long they are. I dislike holding conversations with him without distance because of his breath. While I understand this can be a struggle to keep up with, I usually start with a reminder, such as, "I'm going for a shower. Would you like to go first?" Sometimes I am much more blunt and will tell him his nails are too long and need to be cut. I am not trying to bring him down, but we were brought up in a house of honesty. If you smell bad, we offer deodorant. While I know this should be my parents' responsibility, they have yet to take it upon themselves, which leaves me with the option of lecturing him. I sat him down and told him his lack of hygiene will be the reason someone makes a comment he cannot handle, or why people will not want to hang around with him. I was called a bitch and arrogant. I do not think wanting a sibling to be clean is arrogance. I usually am the one cleaning his room and picking up after him. It is embarrassing and tiring. When I told him my reasons further, he told me to stop antagonizing him and to just leave him be. I really do not want to clean up underwear with skid marks anymore. I do not want my brother to be picked on, and I do not like living with someone who does not take care of themselves. I really just want to know if I am the asshole for addressing this. In my opinion, you have done nothing wrong here, and you should stop doing his laundry. His skid marks are his to deal with. You can't be the parent of your brother, and it's not your job to fix him. Have a talk with your parents about how this is negatively affecting you and tell them that this is too much for you. They need to step up and take responsibility instead of leaving it all on you. Am I the jerk for refusing to use the fridge and having 2 of my own? I, a 21-year-old female, live in a college apartment that houses 4 people. We all have bedrooms, but we share a living room and kitchen space. I moved in with one friend, but the other two girls seemed pretty nice. Quickly into the year, I noticed the fridge getting crowded and starting to smell. I sent a text to our group chat that the fridge was too full and there was some rotting food. I asked if everyone could double check and make sure none of it was theirs. They all agreed, but over the next few days it didn't get better. My friend removed what was hers, but there was still a lot of rotting food and some sticky stuff forming. At Christmas break, everyone went home while I stayed because I had to work. I finally decided that I was going to clean the entire fridge and warned the chat that I was throwing out anything rotten or expired. They said they were fine with that, and about 95% of the food in there was unusable. It took close to 5 hours to finish, plus the dumpster was down 4 stories. I took pictures of rotten meats, moldy leftovers, and liquefied vegetables. It was a disgusting experience, and I even ran some of the shelves through the dishwasher. I texted the chat that we should come up with a plan to prevent this and suggested splitting the fridge up by person. My friend texted privately and said that she wouldn't have enough room for her stuff if we did that. I just chalked it up to the fridge already being messy before we moved in and let it go. In the spring semester, it started happening again, and I just got fed up. I moved food that belonged to me to my room. My boyfriend was moving, so he offered to give me his fridge too. I took it, and my friend mentioned using it as a living room fridge. I just moved it into my room and used one for food and one for drinks. I saw them texting again towards the end of the year that the fridge smelled, and for everyone to check. I just said that I had my own fridges in my room. This didn't sit well, and one of our roommates even stopped speaking to us before they moved out. My friend mentioned that since I was the last to leave, I should check to make sure that everything was clean. This angered me since I wasn't even using the fridge, but she had done a lot of cleaning herself, so I did. Of course, it was still disgusting, but I just let her know and didn't bother to clean it. Most have agreed with me that it's not my job to clean up after others, and it's valid to choose not to participate in using the fridge. However, my roommates were being incredibly passive-aggressive about it, and some of my other friends and family think I should have just sucked it up and helped them keep it clean because that's what living with people is like. Am I the asshole? You behaved properly. The roommates are acting like they need a mommy to clean up after them. You didn't use their fridge, so you're not responsible for their mess. Having a separate fridge sounds like a dream, and they should clean up after themselves. Am I the jerk for telling my parents I won't go to my half-sister's birthday dinner? My half-sister, who is almost 27 years old, is turning 27 in 2 weeks. Her husband and his family, along with my half-brother, have planned a birthday dinner for her. The in-laws invited my parents, her mother and stepfather, and me. Her husband then suggested it might be better if I stayed home since I am not old enough to drink. However, I know the real reason for the suggestion is that my half-siblings do not really want anything to do with me. They do not want my dad around either, but he gets invited because my mom would not go without him. She also would never leave me behind from normal activities, so they invite me. Still, they normally do not talk to me or only give a basic greeting if there are people who might question it, like my mom. My mom genuinely believes things are better now that they are older and that I am a sibling in their eyes. However, I know it is not true. My mom and dad think I could still go to the dinner, and they would not drink either, so we would be fine. I told them I would prefer to stay at home. If it was going to be a big deal for me to be there, then they should go without me. My mom called my half-brother, and he made many excuses about why I should stay at home. Mom called him out for making it sound like he does not want me to go. She ended up calling my half-sister, who also made several excuses. When my mom started to ask why it would be such a big deal to have me at a restaurant, she said it was fine if I was there. I am really not looking forward to the party, so I told my parents I am not going because I do not want to go, and they should go without me. My mom was really upset about it. She told me I should be there to support my sister and that I should not let the excuses get me down because they really do want me there. My dad told me that as long as they are civil, like they are with him, we should still show up because we are a family at the end of the day. For more background, their dad, my mom's first husband, died, and my mom remarried quickly. They never adjusted to that and always kept my dad and me at a distance. I do not think they hate us, but I know they wish my mom had not brought us into their lives. They tolerate our presence to keep my mom. However, I have never felt loved, liked, or cared for by them, and I know they do not consider me a sibling. I have heard them say they have one sibling only before. My half-sister's husband pretty much knows the way things are. Her in-laws do not seem to be as aware since they invited me so readily. Both half-siblings send me birthday cards and Christmas cards every year, but they never reply if I say thank you. They never reply to any texts or direct messages I send, so I stopped reaching out, except to say thank you. So, am I the asshole? Your actions don't make you a jerk. It must be pretty hard dealing with this situation. Don't feel forced either way, especially if they can't even get their story straight. Your feelings and experiences are what truly matter here. Thanks for watching. When you subscribe, make sure to hit the bell to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. To finish listening to all the stories, check out the playlist in the description.